Bienvenue à Bon en salle, le podcast du théâtre des Esquerres. Aujourd'hui, on a un groupe spécial qui est avec nous. Je vais les présenter sous peu. Mais je veux vous rappeler que pour venir assister au Bon en salle, c'est faisable. Comment tu fais? Tu t'inscris à l'infolette du théâtre des Esquerres. Puis c'est important, comme ça, tu vas avoir accès à des gens privilégiés, comme les deux légendes que j'ai à côté de moi. Je vous présente la moins grande légende que j'ai ici, Benoît Saint-Pierre. Benoît, comment ça va?
Allô, ça va?
Ouais, comment est ton anglais?
Correct.
Correct?
On verra.
On va le pratiquer parce qu'on a avec nous deux invités de marque qui sont du band de Brooks.
Deuxième podcast en anglais.
Deuxième podcast en anglais qu'on avait eu avec Nayali la première fois. Ouais. Je vous suggère d'aller écouter ça. J'étais un peu sa brosse. All right, so let me introduce to you Alan Prater and Alexandre Lapointe.
Yeah.
Lapointe.
Ça sonne un peu moins anglais.
Ça sonne un peu moins anglais, ouais, littéralement. First of all, guys, thanks to be here with us.
Thank you.
Pleasure, man.
You're from the Brooks, like I said in French. How did the Brooks started? How do you came with a band, with a funk band like this?
Actually, I was just coming back from a tour, not a tour, but like a vacation in Brooklyn, and I went to meet like all the guys who used to work with Amy Winehouse and Sharon Jones, Lee Fields, and I was hoping maybe work with those guys as a hired gun. Mm-hmm. And when I came back in Montreal, and everything went really well, but when I came back in Montreal, I was like, it's one thing to play with artists, but I want to create something. I want to do something like from the original start. So I was talking with one of my good friend who used to play with the Brooks, Mark Bell, and we were just like, maybe we should just start our project, writing our songs and stuff like that. And then we call at first Maxime Bellavance on drums, Phil Lux on guitar, and we just started writing music. But the main thing for us was to create some stuff that we like, but instrumental, without vocals. It was just for say a soundtrack or working maybe to trying to go in the movie industries or
so not for the music industry.
No. We were not supposed to be a band like touring band and stuff like that. Yeah. So after a while, some friends of ours came in studio, listened to the tracks, and was like, "This is really good." So Dan Touin on keyboard joined the band. Sébastien Grenier, who was the first saxophone player, joined the band too. And then Dan Touin had a call from a little bar in Montreal called the Liaisons. It's a little bit like a jazz, New York kind of vibe, jazz club. And basically the owner wanted to have a special night every Wednesday night for 3 months with us, doing some groove stuff, groove material, and changing. The only thing was saying that we need to have a singer, a frontman, and change the sound of the singer each month. So at first we had Alan, we had Marie-Christine Depestre, and Kim Richardson. Okay. So at one point, we already have all those songs recorded. So we were always starting the show in the same way. We were playing our songs without vocals. Alan was just waiting for his turn. And after that, we were introducing Alan. But at one point, we knew that Alan used to play trombone. So we were just like, maybe I can send you the tracks, listen to it, learn the horn parts, and play with us instead of waiting for your turn. And so he said, yeah. So I sent him all the tracks, and instead of learning the parts, he returned the tracks, some of those with vocals on it.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. That's a power move right there.
Exactly. You know when something feels really right for us, but then we heard Alan on those tracks, and we're like, wow, that's it. This is what we really need to do. So after that, Alan joined the band, and we met Hichem Kalfa, who used to be the trumpet player for the band, a little bit after. But basically, this is how the band grew up. If I can.
It's a beautiful accident then.
It's what?
It was a beautiful accident.
Yeah, exactly. It was.
Never planned
totally.
and all, and it's purely a passion project.
Yeah.
When you start a band, there's 8 musicians in it. It's clearly not for the money at first.
Enough.
No, but that's cool. I just heard the sound test earlier, and I was just outside the theater when I was walking by, and it's just the bass and all the music just trying to kick out of the theater was really insane. It's going to be a really, really great show.
Yeah.
You've been called the best kept secret in Canada by La Presse. How do you deal with that?
I didn't even know it was a secret. I don't think it's a secret anymore, though.
I don't think so. I
think so.
That's something. It says a lot about the sound that you have. That it is so wide. It's not something that you can say is Canadian. It's American. It's just all the inspiration of all the R&B and groove band that there is just it's crazy, man.
But I think that why Brooks we sound like that is just because we really, really, really love music. We dig into music, like really profound. So some of the guys really like rock music, or we're gonna like Afrobeat music or reggae music, jazz, funk, soul. So every time that people are talking about the Brooks as a funk band, it's always sound a little bit funny for me, because I just hear, when I'm listening to the album or the album that we are recording right now, it's all the influences that came from each one of us, you know. Some of the band members are not with us anymore just because a lot of things happened with COVID and since COVID. But still, even now with the new album, with different musicians who participate in the project, you can hear all the references from each of us. That's, I think, helped to make the sound of the Brooks. So that's why too you can listen to an album and you're gonna have an Afrobeat kind of vibe or James Brown kind of vibe, you know. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
So, at first, you didn't want to do tour music, and now you're doing that. So
Yeah, well, at one point, at the really beginning, we weren't supposed to hit the road at all.
Okay, yeah.
For an example, Mark Bell, who used to be in the band, who was one of the band member who started the band with me, Phil, and Max. One of the reasons why he quit the band, it was because of that. We were supposed to stay in the studio, create music for, like I told you, movies, or it's a thing that we already did too. So, but at one point, Mark was like, you know what? I have my studio. I have a new baby, and his studio is going really well, because now, I think we can say it right now because everything is out. But Troublemakers are working a lot with Moment Factory. Now they're working on the new U2 show in Las Vegas. They were working in Paris for Les Invalides to create all the sound design. So Mark, his passion is music. Touring was less his kind of vibe, you know. But for us, it's just normal. We all came from the musician in the Brooks. I'm not talking about Alan, but Alan used to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all grew up and work with different singers from Quebec.
You were all backup artists, right?
Yeah,
you were
exactly.
all touring artists.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. For my part, I used to play with Betsy Bonifaci or Jonas or like another band called Drug or whatever. Which artist?
Drug, you mean? You said? You said drug?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, drug. It's really good, really good.
You like drug?
Yeah. Take it like you want. I'm okay with both.
But yeah, basically, it's our job. So basically, this is our job, that to play with different bands, different singers in studio or live. And yeah, for Brooks, the important thing for us is to do what we really want to do without any barrier or any...
It's total freedom.
It's total freedom, yeah.
And Alan, you're a legend, man. I mean, I think you know it. You've been in the game for long enough.
It's Alan Prater, not Alan Legend.
Alan Prater, not Alan Legend. But I mean, your life path is incredible. Now that you end up in the Brooks, but you've been through so much things. I mean, you even a trombone Hall of Famer, something like this. What I read. But how do you land in Montreal, first of all, and what brings you to the Brooks? We talk about when you jam with them, but what bring you to do the power move you did to sing some vocal on it?
What brought me to Montreal, I was actually leaving the States and I was moving to London, England.
Okay.
I made that be my choice to go there. And I had a friend who played in my horn section. He was living in Montreal and he loved it. So he asked me to come visit him before I left. And come check it out, because I was looking for a European flavor. And I got here in fell in love with Montreal, and it had the flavor that I liked, and it was something new. It had a language that I didn't know what was it about, so that was cool. I could be lost, and I liked that, and I fell in love with it and never left. You know, my ticket to London was still with me for a long time.
I don't think it's valid anymore, no?
No, not even now. This place is, and this is me now. Quebec is really home for me. And I just want to, like, so to speak, reinvent myself from being a trombone player and that kind of thing. And I just wanted to write songs. So that's what I was doing in Montreal, just sitting around writing songs and just hanging out and seeing what was going on, how I could put myself into the city. And when I met these guys, that was an opportunity, you know, when I heard the music, when he gave it to me. And I was always like that, even coming up, like, I would see something like that, and he asked me to do one thing and to listen to it, and when I heard it, I said, no, I'm going to write some vocals and push myself in it. Yeah. And that's what happened. It was the same thing I did with Millie Jackson, the Jacksons, you know. It was things that I saw something I wanted to do without invitations, and just...
You grabbed it.
Grabbed it and said, here it is, you know. I'm not afraid of a no. You know,
no.
So I get that, you know.
If you didn't try it, you don't know. If you don't try it, you don't know.
Exactly. You know, it's that thing. I don't mind jumping off cliffs, anything. I don't do anything with safety. You know, I really don't. And I try to spread that. A lot of people, you have a dream to do something, you just do it. You know, you never know if you're going to get it or not, but you step in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's bringing you to a lot of places. You have been Michael Jackson, trombonist, something like that?
The Jacksons, Michael.
The Jacksons too?
Yeah, the Jacksons. That's where it started. When I left Millie Jackson going to do the Jacksons, and that was a crazy situation there. It's a short story I can tell you. I left there, Millie Jackson, and it was the Jacksons was doing a tour, and they were looking for horn sections, and my horn section worked with Millie Jackson, and I pretended to be a horn section that they were auditioning.
Okay.
So I jumped on the plane with their plane tickets. Went to Los Angeles, and they thought we was that horn section. I said, yes, that's us, that's me.
So you stole someone's gig.
Sort of, yeah. It was crazy, man, because it didn't work we didn't wait for the auditions. When I landed in Los Angeles, we went to the hotel, put our gear down, and I drove straight to their home, to their mother's home. Drove to the home, rung the buzzer. She opened the gate, told her who we were, and blah, blah, blah. And she opened the gate, we went in her kitchen and sat down and played all the Jackson songs.
Really?
Horns and sang backgrounds for her. And the mother, so she called all the boys over and said, these guys in my kitchen playing your songs. And they came over, and that's how it started with the Jacksons. So same thing. I just go at that thing and say, that I want, you know. The Brooks, I want that. You know.
Oh man, that's crazy.
That's
really good. And it's a perfect match. I mean, when you got a guy with like Alan Prater just shipping you vocal, you don't say no.
No, exactly. And for us, the main important thing is to be friends at first.
Yeah.
So we didn't really know Alan before he came in. But for my part, I used to go see Alan's band back in the days. Every week I was there, even if I knew the show, like I knew the show, all the songs they were playing, those guys were playing, but I was just enjoying the vibe, enjoying seeing Alan perform. And then after that, when Alan came in to play with us, the main thing that we want to have is not Alan with all the background. Yeah, for sure, he's come with it.
Yeah.
But it was mainly because of the vibe of Alan, and we all. Sometimes it's difficult to work because we're all guys with a lot of
drive.
A lot of drive, but the main thing, the roots for us is really the friendship between the eight of us. And this is mainly why Alan came into the band, because we really like his ideas, the way he lived, the way he is as a human being.
Well, when you live with 8 people all the time, when you're touring enough, they had to be cool.
You must be friends.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Especially for us too, because we are all fathers. We all.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like when we hit the road for a month and a half, it's hard for everyone. So to have that comprehension of like, okay, Alan is feeling like that way. He's gonna be alone a little bit. We're not like, let's go. Let's
Come
go
drink a
outside.
beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a joke with you. And we just respect everyone, you know. So
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's feel better than Motley Crue. There are 4 people and they just seems to hate each other all the time.
But man, sometimes people forget just that. Sorry, sometimes people forget that when you're hitting the road, you're basically more in maybe a tour bus or in a hotel room, or you're just passing like 90 minutes on the stage.
Yeah.
But all the rest of the time of the day, you need to be sure to make sure that you're with the right people to talk with, or because it could be some long days too.
It's a hard life.
You can be a great partner, a great music partner, but not necessarily friends. Yeah. So it can be difficult to go touring like that. So it's very a must.
Like one of our friends who used to tour with like Tina Turner and stuff like that. Friends from Montreal, Joel Campbell. He said many times to us, like, it's hard when you hit the road with people you didn't choose. So you're on stage for 2 hours, but after that, if some people hate each other, it could happen too.
Yeah, you're just a merc.
They go
You've been bound to be
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
and have some gossip, something like that.
What?
It's gossip.
Yeah.
Being stuck in gossip. And is there a competition for hired guns like this when you play for music? Like you're a bassman, you're trying to get some bigger gigs. Is there some competition between bassmen? They said, I don't want this guy to succeed. I want his place. I want.
Interesting. Not really with us, because we kind of choose the kids.
No, I don't mean with the Brooks, but you all been hired to do some gigs with like Tina Turner and this. When you get when you hit those big stage, is there any competition between the musician industries? Right?
For me, it is.
For you, it is. You said it. You're gonna grab it anyway.
Yeah, for me, competition, man. Coming from where I come from, and I'm from the States, and everything is about a competition. There's good and bad. Everything is about competing, and especially musicians. Like even in high school, if I wanted to be the first trombone player, I had to challenge this guy. Oh. So I would I'm gonna give him the music. We're gonna do this music. I'm gonna challenge you for your chair. And the band, they'll bring you in, and you sit and play the piece, and you win or lose. So that's how I grew up, like that sense, to challenge. Always good, healthy competitions. Yeah. So now it's the same way for me. I see a band, I say, oh, that band was good.
I need to be better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Are we go on before these guys? Oh, they're gonna know we were on. So it's always been like that. But it's not a, veracity with it. It's just a.
You're not gonna hit anybody with a mic.
No, not really. Not really. but it's like, here we are, and we're here for a purpose. Yeah. To grab those people and bring them in, And if you witness our show, we're going to do that.
Yeah, we're going to be here tonight for sure.
Yeah. It could be Guns N' Roses, it could be whoever, the band, it could be Rolling Stones. They're going to know we were there. And that's
it's your goal every night.
It's my goal every night to bring people in, let them know that the Brooks was here, that kind of thing. So it's competing always with me in a friendly way.
For my part, it's a little bit like Alan, but basically I don't give a beep. Yeah. Because when I'm just playing with the Brooks, I know what's going to happen. And a lot of times when we are touring, especially in festivals back in France or Europe, sometimes other artists are more known because they're from the town that where we're playing. We play before those artists, and basically every time those artists, after we play before them, come to us and like, what can I do now? Well, I'm fucked. Yeah.
I got to get naked on stage now.
There you go, it's all yours, but good luck. And even those guys are like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Oh, man, that's amazing. Raising the bar to everyone.
That's it, man.
And you said you got a new albums coming up? It's your first since 2020?
2020, yeah.
2020, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're working on it right now. It's a little bit early to talk about it, but I mean, we're super happy and excited about the new material. That's for sure. It's not. We don't have a release date. We don't know nothing. We're just starting mixing, like maybe in a week or two.
Oh shit!
But,
Okay,
it's really
early.
brand new. You know, we were supposed to hit the road in East Europe this summer, and we just decided to stay in town to make sure that we have everything, record everything, make sure that everything is in place. So we started recording in July with Mark Bell, actually, one of the guy who started a band with us. And we record all the basics at Pierre Marchand Studio, which is an amazing studio. And we work with Frédéric Bouchard too, Mark's Bell partner. And we were between Studio Pierre Marchand and Troublemakers Studio to do some vocals and horns. But it's really early to talk about it. But basically it's going to be like all the album that we did already. Is going to be a different album. It's not going to be. We're just not going to sound like Any Day Now. We're like Any Day Now was a big project to do with all the orchestra thing and stuff like that. We're not there anymore. It's maybe a little bit the blend between the two first album. Like it's more song, more between us.
Less production value, more the band it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be more real. In fact, it's going to be. Well, it's going to be cool. But I was asking about this because I'm interested in the creative of it. Because you're 8th guy, you all want freedom, but somebody got to take the lead somehow. How do you work your process to the creation of a new album like this? Is that you draw the song, or you just everybody pitch something? How is it?
Well, now we're 4. We're always going to be 8 minimum on stage, but original
the core
members,
band is 4.
the core band now is 4.
Okay.
We used to be 8, but after COVID, like a lot of things happened. So now we're 4, and what we decide to do is just like make sure that everyone have his 2 cents of input. And like for sure for Baudin, the percussionist, it's harder for him to come with like some chords and stuff like that.
I've got a riff.
Yeah, but it could come from that,
You never know where it came from.
Exactly. But basically, Phil and I were like last October we started seeing each other. Like we have always recording sound checks, like stuff like that, and grooves, and so we get to his place, starting to some grooves, some riffs, and put together some songs, trying in different tempo, different keys. And at one point, we proposed those grooves to Alan, and
you're the chopping block. Nah.
Well, what's the good thing with Brooks? It's we always have something new, and sometimes we finish an album like just even with the new one, it's the same thing. We have a bunch of grooves or ideas that we didn't choose for the album. It's not because those are bad. It's just because
doesn't fit.
We need to stop at one point.
Yeah.
But for sure, everyone's taking their place and like our lead at some point. Like maybe at the beginning, I was more into like those grooves and trying to fit 2 grooves together. And after that, Phil came with Alan with the horn section ideas with Pat Luneau, Pat Luneau is the saxophone player who's playing with us now. And so those guys too, even if they're not original members, they had some ideas. That there's a reason why we hired those guys, And same thing for Mark Bell. I think that Mark's gonna help us we chose Mark to mix the album, so we chose Mark because we want to have his flavor, his color. But it's hard. Sometimes it's really hard, just the 4 of us because we all have ideas, a lot of ideas, but we need to think about the band, not about an Alex solo project or Alan Prater or Phil Locke's solo project. We need to think about the band. So sometimes we forgot. But if I forgot about it, Alan's going to say to me, like, hey, your idea is good, but maybe not for the Brooks or maybe not for that song. It's the same thing with Phil Locke or Phil Baudin.
Yeah, and when it came to lyrics, it's all you, Alan, who read the lyrics, or it's?
It starts with me mostly, but me and Phil, do most of the lyric.
Okay.
And Alex is always there to, oversee a lot of things. But basically, the lyrics is mostly stories that I've experienced, and it starts there. So, and we share. Me and Phil get together and collaborate on some things. He has some ideas, some great ideas about things, but most of the things are just stories that to be told.
you tell your life, or you're just.
They're all true. That's for sure. I try to stay with that. Everything I write about is a true story, whether it's your story or his story. But most it's going to be my story. But even if it's your story, I try to write what I think your story is. You tell me something about something that happened to you, and then I start saying, like that. So that's where it starts from. Every day. Even with touring, like being out and I see something go on in the street or something in sound check happen, and say, "Oh, that was crazy." Then I think about that and put it in the bank like that.
And you came with the word when you heard the music, or is it just something you write on paper and then you adjust to the music? How do you work it?
Well, for me, I write every day. Yeah. I'm always constantly writing every day. I mean, I have a home studio and I write and produce other acts too at the same time. I write for different bands too at the same time, and artists, hip hop, R&B, soul, electro pop bands, and so I'm writing all the time. So I bank some songs and subject matter, I put them over here with the Brooks. Subject matter, I put that with so-and-so. And, this is a female song here, like that. Like even I had some songs that I wrote for another band, and I listened to them like, wow, that's definitely a girl song, and winds up being that. So I'm always writing, always. Like I always have my little studio with me now. Everywhere I go, it's a studio with me somehow.
You're always ready to spit so much.
But the inspiration for the Brooks is always more than 95% of, well, pretty much all of it. It starts from the band, the grooves, and what's so good about this album is that it was a lot of grooves that I could choose from that inspired me to do some things, And it was like, wow, this is really cool. Oh, that reminds me of. This is definitely my bag. But with the mindset of it's the Brooks sound, And so this time it was very, very cool to sit through everything. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's fun like that. So most of the things come from the band first, from the music.
From the music perception and everything, it just triggers some memories or something, and said,
exactly.
That remind me of that. Okay, go, let's
exactly.
That's a cool process. And now you're in Amos Abitibi. For those who are listening or are curious, how is it? How do you feel playing in the woods like this, deep in the side of the wood of the Quebec?
For me, man, it's like it doesn't matter to me. It's a stage is a stage. And until you meet the people, And so far, my experience being in Quebec, all over Quebec, has been just beautiful experience for me with the people. But for me, a show, man, I do a show in a phone booth. It doesn't matter, in the bathroom. I like being there. And so once you do the show and you meet the people afterwards, then it's like, oh my God, this is really cool. Let me come back again,
Yeah.
So we don't have much time to go out and hear and see things before the show. So it's like that.
What's nice with a town with Amos is just you just go on the sidewalk and you see pretty much all of it. So
that's
gonna save you some time.
So we can go out in a few minutes. Okay.
No, but we talked a little bit of it just before we came on air. But you live something weird in Rwanda with our prime minister, not our prime minister at the time, but Pierre Calpelado.
Pierre Calpelado.
You've been the famous band who've been screaming en français, s'il vous plaît. You were playing, right? It was during the prestation.
We were playing at the fameux cabaret de la dernière chance.
Les quartiers d'hiver.
Well, yeah, but we were playing at the cabaret de la dernière chance.
Yeah.
And I was just I hear like no, what the fuck is happening? And someone explained it to me after, and I was like, Pierre Calpelado was at our show. Okay, cool, that's cool.
Au cabaret.
Okay, cool. And he screamed at us. I'm like, wow. I mean, for me, it makes no sense because before screaming at someone, I hope you know to who you're screaming at. Alan's not from here. I mean, how can you just shout out something like that when you don't even know To who you're screaming at? I mean, it makes no sense. I mean,
It's like it's Stevie Wonder right there. Speaking French.
Stevie
Look
Wonder
what you're
said,
going.
Give me the blue box. Give me the blue box.
Got lunch.
No. It's right. And how do you live it as a band? It's a funny story. Is this what it is?
I forgot about it.
Yeah.
You just don't care about it, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, for my part, if we're talking about language, I wish my kid will be way more better than me, speaking both language, French and English, and even more, because it's open so much horizon. It's important to know well your language. Like in French, it's super important to know how to write it and express yourself. But man, now with 2023, I mean, there's a lot of people from everywhere coming in Montreal, even here, or so French. Yeah, it's important for sure, but it's important too to.
If you want to communicate with the rest of the world, at least.
Exactly.
Learn English or Spanish or something like this.
Exactly.
Or even Chinese. That was racist Mandarin. Mandarin. Sorry to all the Chinese listeners. Now, is that something that you have faced, some adversity, since you just don't speak French at all when you arrived in Quebec? Or
Yes and no. But, just from life experiences, man, I've been so many places around the world and experienced a lot of things. Like growing up, from the time I grew up, not to put a date on myself, but I experienced a lot of things a lot worse than being here, And people here, I wouldn't be here unless I loved the people, and people seem to love me. So I haven't had those kind of things that turn me sour, just by chance. And I think it's because of the music, So I can't really speak on that kind of thing much because I don't experience it that much, But when it does happen, it's like, just one person in the crowd, It doesn't bother me at all. It really turned into a joke to me after a while. We communicating. Yep, in France, we there came through a guy screaming out, but he screamed out in English. But anyway, it doesn't bother me at all. At all.
I was just curious because we are. Vas-y.
And do you miss something to be in the USA?
Well, miss as far as being on a stage in the U.S., yes.
Okay.
But as far as I'll go home and visit my family as often as I can.
Your family's still in Jacksonville?
Jacksonville, Florida, yeah. And we have family around the area. But I do miss them sometimes. Like this year, we started working the album in the middle of summer, and I'm normally there around my birthday and the kids' birthday and my wife's birthday and everybody, and we celebrate together down in Florida. But we started doing the album just before that, so I haven't been there for this year yet. And we're going to France next month, and I won't be there for Thanksgiving. So I may make Christmas, I don't know. But anyway, I do miss it. Okay. I do miss it sometimes. But seriously, man, I love being where I am. If it wasn't for my family being there, I don't miss the area. I don't miss the being in the States. I miss my family.
Yeah.
And right now, man, honestly, you couldn't pull me away from Quebec. You could not melt me and pour me in another.
You've got gravy getting in those veins all the time.
No, man, I'm telling you, man, this place hugged me, man, and I don't know. And I don't speak the language, but I understand them. But it just seemed right to me.
Yeah.
It just seems right.
I was asking because I had some argument with people on Facebook and something like this. She was telling that it's illegal to speak English in some place, and she was living in Montreal, and she said that we were racist towards Anglophones and all these efforts. I was just curious, since you're totally Anglophone,
totally Anglophone, man. And racism is a thing that I don't try to put my hands on that. I participate in that. And it's like politics to me. I don't touch that either. I don't, if it's about love and understanding, then I'm all in, But don't push me too, you know what I mean? And I think everybody's like to have their limits, but I haven't come to anything that pushed the limits. And racism is something that, like I said before, coming from where I come from and the time I grew up in, I witnessed a lot of things more treacherous than what we go through today. So it's like water on a duck's back.
You're thick-skinned enough to just
don't care very much it. So, man. Mama taught me a lot of good things, and it's cool. It's cool.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great. Je pensais que tu l'as parlé.
No.
Awkward.
No, it's always those subjects. They said, no, I'm gonna let it breathe a little bit. I'm gonna go back.
What is this?
It's hey, it's for you guys. It's sparkling water.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I thought it was a beer.
Yeah, me too.
No, it's
Oh,
sparkling
it's
water.
water. Oh, cool.
No, it's really good sparkling water.
Oh, okay.
It's honeybee water.
It's called honeybee.
that
Just
one.
taste it. Yeah.
Honeybee.
That one, the fruit of dragon.
You want fruit of dragon? Dragon fruit, Mathieu.
Wait. Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Two dragon fruit.
Mathieu.
Honeybee dragon fruit is really popular, man. That's some good sparkling water.
A mango.
We're working on
It's
Thank
spring
you,
water
honeybee.
from here,
Thank you,
from
honeybee.
here, from the region.
Oh,
Yeah.
really, eh?
Yeah.
It's made from our water source.
It's kind of the same as Eska, but
Yeah.
another SK. Yeah.
No sugar.
No sugar.
Sugar, no calories. Oh, cool.
No
that's,
calorie.
That's perfect.
It's water.
Yeah, I was wondering why they put no sugar on it though.
I don't
No calories.
There's
What kind of water you got around here?
Maybe it's because there are some flavor. Maybe.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, the flavor for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never thought about it.
This one has 0 too. Oh.
So it's not the first time here in Abitibi-Témiscamingue.
Il y a des pleins de Rouen.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like we just talked.
Ouais.
Oh, nice. Thank you,
Merci,
Matthew.
But
On va l'avoir notre commandite.
this is the man.
That guy, man.
He's the one who introduced me to your band.
Oh, yeah?
Since he became the director of the theater right here, he said, I want to have this band, I want to have this band.
Nice.
And he just said, what is it? He just sent me some songs and I said, oh, I want to see the band. I want to see the band.
I want to see the
I've
band.
never seen the band.
I never saw you. I
Nice.
just aired your Spotify. I just been
Oh.
on your Spotify
Yeah.
and jamming your tunes.
Oh, we can do anything then.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You can get free tonight.
Yeah,
cheers.
cheers, guys.
Thank you, Honeybee. That's good. So good.
This is
Amazing. Whoa.
0 calories, 0 sugar.
Different flavor.
Wow. So is it Amos or Amos?
It's Amos.
Amos.
Yeah,
Amos,
Amos.
yeah.
When you say it, we say Amos because we're stupid French people who try to speak English, but it's mostly Amos.
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 It's funny
Even
because
the
it's the
Amos.
name of the then prime minister wife.
Yep.
When we decided the name of the town, they said we're gonna honor the wife of the prime minister, just to. It was some way to get some favors from them.
Oh, yeah.
Since we were just this little northern part was not really cared for. It's a really, really young region. We just hit the 100 years like in 2014.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's not older than 100 years here. So.
Okay. Nice.
It's really young.
Yeah.
Non?
Non?
Non.
Tu veux pas poser une question, Benoît?
Ben,
Pour Rouen, tu disais que c'était la première fois.
I was wondering, you did the FME at Rouen and the Quartier d'hiver. I think
We
you
played at the FME 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. And when did
I
you
don't remember the year, but I know that we did 2 summers and 1 winter.
winter? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but I was just wondering if you come often here in Abitibi-Témiscamingue. So you did 3 times with the FME and
Yeah.
now with the
As
tour?
the Brooks, you mean?
As the-
as the Brooks is really our first tour here in the
Okay.
We came only for the FME in the beginning, and it's our first time, right? Like touring, like it's 3 days. It's Rwanda, Amos, and Val-d'Or. But still, I was super happy because a lot of my family came from here.
Yeah.
Colombo,
My
you said,
mother-
right?
Huh?
From Colombo around.
From Colombo, exactly, from near La Salle. So I have a lot of family in Rouen, here in Amos, in Val-d'Or.
Je veux juste dire que Colombo, on parle de vous autres en anglais, ça doit être rare en ciboire. And yeah, like you said, some of the family members gonna come see you tonight.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
Yeah.
It's a rare opportunity
it's
for them.
really nice because the difference, well, even if Alan's far away from his family, we all live a little bit the same thing because yeah, I see my kids, I see my wife, I see my parents, but all the rest of my family, most of the time we are on the road. So we're even during summer or winter or holidays, we're always somewhere else. So it's really cool from my part being here. I had the chance to see some of them yesterday, and tonight I'm going to see another part of my family. But it's been years and years I did, because we're super close too. As a family, we're super close.
Were you from Colombo yourself? Or?
No. My mom.
Just your mom. And
yeah,
she
exactly.
moved to Montreal.
Yeah, she moved to Montreal. I grew up in Montreal, but I came in Abitibi like since I'm a baby, minimum twice a year.
Oh shit! Okay.
Till we hit.
Oh, no, you laugh. It's rare. Some people from Montreal came in Abitibi. It's pretty rare. As often as that.
But once again, till maybe 20 years ago, when you work a lot, and the kind of work we do, we're always on the road or traveling or stuff like that. So I don't have the chance to come to see my family. It's
not easy to come here because you need one day to come. And
it's not like you're living in Montreal and you have some family in Laval. It's 20 minutes driving, you know.
Not the same thing.
But now it's like, but I'm super happy to be here. But for the band, it's just the first time that we are doing a couple of cities in Abitibi.
And everyone would love being here?
Yeah, well, for us, we all came with different projects here.
Yeah.
Alan came for a different project.
Me
too. But as the band, once again, is the first.
Okay.
And we're gonna just. You've talked about you missed the stage in the United States. Do you mean that you've never been with the Brooks in the States?
Yes.
Never tried it?
Exactly what I mean.
Or why is it?
Well, I guess it's maybe in our future, but I think it's just because, wherever the music takes you, if it's not to the States yet, then it's not there. So far, it's just been Europe now. So just patiently waiting for that.
Yeah.
But I want to know how it translates there. I really do. So that's the part I miss being in, not to sound any way, but English audience and see how it translates, Yeah.
And we must, once again, we were not supposed to be a live band. We were supposed to make instrumental music. So the process of being what we are now was longer, maybe, than if we had that idea as first. And when we start playing outside the studio, we did a lot of festival here. Well, we did everything that we can do here, even television shows like Belle et Bomme and Bonsoir and stuff like that. And at one point, COVID hit everyone at the same time. At the same time.
Also, it was pretty early in your career.
Well,
as a touring band, I mean.
Yeah, but everything went well. We went to play in Africa, Morocco, and Mexico, and we had different plans and to go to Germania and stuff like that. And COVID came and break everything for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we put out the latest album.
Yeah, we had just released the album.
Yeah, exactly.
Just before COVID hit.
Yeah. Well, we were trying to release the album, but I don't know if you remember, but we released it during the COVID. We didn't have the chance to play it because we launched it with just like a table like this and in front of people.
So technically, this is the tour of All Day Now that you're.
Yeah, it's the last shows from All Day Now.
Okay.
But the thing is, we were all like, what should we do? We are 8 musicians, and if you add the technicians with minimum 10, so all those bands were like 2 or 3 or 4 musicians. They were doing those live podcast, but not podcasts, but live shows, streaming, and we're like,
it's hard to do an apartment 8 band.
And even for us, when I was listening to those shows, it was cool, but it was hard for my part listening to or see shows like that, knowing why we're doing that kind of shows once again. And I was not sad about it, but it was not the thing that we could do as a band for the Brooks. So Any Day Now came out, and we were like, okay, and COVID, okay, so we might be able to play. No, okay, it's canceled again. Oh, maybe, no, it's canceled again. But then we were super lucky just before COVID to sign with a great, the guy came out now he's a friend of us, but a booker agent called Zamora, the guy, the agent is Christophe Kroot. Everyone's calling me Kroot. And he was like so in love with the band. And he told us like how many times he was like, fuck, once again Brooks cancel on. But it was not Brooks who was canceling the tour in France. It was basically the government from Canada who was just like cutting everything. We couldn't go out of the country. So it was super complicated, and we had this great album that we were super proud of because there's a lot of work that we put on it, and some songs that Alan put his heart on it, like The Crown or what happened with the Cathédrale Notre-Dame, and we were really, really happy with that. And we worked with Antoine Graton, who did the orchestration around the classical musicians. So we were like, okay, we did that great album, put a lot of money on it. Nothing happened. Nothing's gonna happen anyway. But then, now we're back in the days when we went back in France to finally do some shows with our new partner, and we were like, what's going on here? We knew that French people really love all those legends like Aretha Franklin, James Brown, Motown, all that sound, all that groovy soul kind of music sound. We already knew that they're super fan of that kind of music. But when we went there and see what happened, and we were like, whoa, okay, people are more and more knows about the Brooks. Like some people, when we hit the road, we go on a festival, and 2 months later we're going back in France, but people came at us and like, yeah, I saw you at that show, at that festival, but we drove like 3 hours to come to see you guys tonight, and we bought all the album. And so we were like, okay, some really cool stuff happened in France or around France, back in Europe, for us. Well, I think that Mathieu. Yeah, Mathieu? 3 minutes, Mathieu?
I just checked. I just checked Matt.
Thanks, Matthew.
So that's pretty cool, man. So it's a France success. Do you experience the same success as here as you feel it in France? Is that pretty much the same?
I think here we change everything. The band changed, the structures change. And the administration changed. So I think it's going to help a lot the band, because now we know what we want. We have a plan. We have a new team on stage. We have a new team backstage. And we have that new album we're working really hard on. So the plan is to take care of Quebec, because we're from here. Yeah. Alan loves Quebec. He's
a Québécois now. He's a Québécois
exactly,
now.
Exactly.
I hope for you all the best success right here in Quebec.
Thank you, guys.
The time's gonna be coming short a little bit.
Yeah.
I think all my thanks again. It's at the end I lost all my words. I can't speak anymore. It was an honor to meet you guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, I will be front row tonight.
I will be
perfect.
Go dancing like a fucking
little devil.
A little devil, yeah, that's better than what I just said. Merci tout le monde. Je suis désolé si vous comprenez pas l'anglais. On va peut-être avoir une traduction qui va avoir apparu, je ne sais pas. On va checker ça. Je veux remercier Mathieu Larochelle, qui est le booker, qui nous a mis en contact avec les gars, qui est juste là. Merci Mathieu. Honeybee, qui n'est pas encore un partenaire, mais que leur eau est si bonne.
Honeybee!
Et mon nom était Pierre-Marc Langevin, c'était Benoît Saint-Pierre, et c'était Bon en salle.
À la prochaine.
À la prochaine.